It's been 60 plus years since there was a WashU versus WashU matchup in Major League Baseball, but that all changed last Friday when Caleb Durbin of the Milwaukee Brewers faced off against his former teammate Ryan Loutos of the Washington Nationals.
We're here at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., ahead of the final game in their series, to hear more about Ryan and Caleb's journey from D3 to the big leagues.
Friday, you faced Ryan Loutos, your former teammate, reached on an error. What was that moment like? Did you ever think that was possible?
Yeah, really cool. Takes me back to when we were kind of going through the whole draft process together, not knowing if something like this was possible, and obviously a full circle moment.
It was pretty surreal. Just being on a big league mound is always a surreal and very cool experience. And then seeing, one of my best friends and college teammates, in the box, is getting a chance to face him. I mean, if you would have told us 4 years ago when we were playing at WashU in 2021, like having a good year, if you would have told us that we'd be playing against each other in the big leagues in 4 years from now, I think we would have both said there's no chance. So I think it's pretty special.
What's it been like going through that experience with them? Have you guys stayed in contact the whole time and kind of given each other advice or helped each other out at all?
Yeah, we're close friends, so like we talk all the time and kind of check in with each other about everything baseball related and our experiences. There's always a lot to talk about and check in about. So yeah, we talk all the time and just we're both kind of in it together in our own unique paths.
It's huge because I think it kind of helps both of us. Having someone that's come from your college that obviously kind of gets overlooked, especially the D3 level. Even though I think we had a great baseball program there that stacks up with a lot of Division One programs, it's still tough to get that recognition. So to have another guy that has gone through pretty much the same things and made it to this level, I think we've both been able to feed off each other in that way, and it's been really, I think, helpful for both of us.
Yeah.
What's your mindset to make the most out of an opportunity like this?
Honestly, mostly just enjoy it because it's very easy. You think from an outsider perspective, and honestly from my perspective before I've been here, it's like you think like how can you be in the big leagues and not enjoy it? But there's moments where you're too focused on how you're gonna do, how you're gonna perform, about trying to stick around, and you kind of lose sight of just the fact that this is the dream, regardless of how the performance goes. Like the dream is to be a big leaguer, and I'm currently a big leaguer. So like, there's no sense in trying to put extra pressure on myself and only enjoy it if I perform a certain way. So, yeah, I'm living the dream regardless of how the results go.
What's it been like to play with Milwaukee this year?
Yeah, it's a dream come true because yeah, you want to make it to the big leagues, but you also want to play meaningful baseball, and especially in October, when it really matters. Like that's really the dream is to compete for a World Series. So to be able to be on a team that's going to have that opportunity in my rookie season is super special, and I have to kind of sit back and really appreciate it because the season's a grind, and day to day you're focused on what you have to do. But when I sit back and just kind of think about where I'm actually at, and the people I'm around, and the team I'm with, it's obviously putting in perspective a really cool opportunity.
First question, what was your go-to order at the Duck?
I would get stir fry a lot. I think that was for the. I ate at BD a lot more than the Duck, and when I was at the Duck, I would do stir fry. I would also go to Jamba Juice a lot and get a blueberry muffin and a strawberry banana smoothie. That was like my go-to breakfast a lot of times.
Ooh, that's a good one. I was I didn't eat the best in college. I like pizza and all that good stuff, so I usually hit up the pizza station. Um, the Chinese station was really good too. Probably one of those two, honestly.
What was your favorite class?
So I had Mr. McLaughlin when he was there for accounting. Um, and it was probably one of the worst classes I did grade wise, but it was always super fun because he made it really fun. So that was probably one of my favorite classes, even though I didn't do great in it. So I'd probably say one of those accounting classes.
We had this course my junior and senior year, software engineering workshop. Um, that was probably the course that like we had. It's like semester long project, and that was the course where you actually got to, you know, be a software engineer. Where I think
What about your least favorite?
Econometrics.
it was there was 247, which I think was data structures and algorithms. That one wasn't too bad, but then the 347, I think it was I forgot what the official title was, but it was some sort of algorithms, advanced algorithms, and we're just basically doing proofs of why you can't solve this problem. You know, so it's like, all right, I mean, we can't solve it, but I have to prove to you that I can't solve it. You know, so it's kind of hard.
Your favorite off-campus spot to eat?
I like Soul Taco. Really good. We went to St. Louis to play the Cardinals earlier in the year when I just got called up, and they catered Soul Taco, and it brought me right back home. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
I love Mission Taco. I love sauce. There was a period where we would get sauce on the side once a week because it was you call and get delivery you get a big calzone for $12 delivery, and then you know obviously tip a little bit, and you can get it for a college student. You can get a pretty big meal for not that expensive. So sauce on the side was like definitely one of my go-tos.
Do any of your teammates know what WashU? Have you had the kind of, is that in Seattle or DC questioning before?
I mean, as you guys know, when people ask you where you go to school and you say WashU, there's probably like a 1 out of 3 chance that they know where WashU. You know, they know the school, so it's I would say probably more like 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 of my teammates know.
What do you miss most about WashU?
Man, WashU is really unique, I think, because the whole athletic department as a whole was I felt like a really cool community to be a part of. Obviously, you have the SAC department that I had a ton of friends involved in that. You know, like my couple of my roommates growing up was involved in that, and I mean we were tight with a lot of the basketball players, really close with them. Um, Lived with a couple of them. Obviously, Justin Hardy was a really good friend of mine. Um, so you come across these people that you don't you don't expect anything to come of it. You know, when you come in as a freshman, then they end up being, lifelong friends. So that's kind of what I remember the most is those are the things that last beyond just those 4 years.
I think just like I mean, walking around campus every day, like grabbing lunch with my all my friends and specifically my teammates. I think we would we'd have our like these long days, but we would go through them together. We wake up and have lift, and then we'd all go to class together and be like, all right, you guys want to go grab breakfast here? We go grab breakfast, we go to class, we come back and we do baseball practice in the afternoon, and it's all together. And I think like just that side of it, going through those experiences together with like my best friends was probably like the thing I missed the most because it was always fun going and grabbing breakfast after a morning lift and lunch after baseball practice and kind of talking about everything that happened during that day. And, yeah, just those kind of things.